In March of 2024, Florida's legislature unanimously passed a $20 million bill setting that money aside for a victims' compensation fund for survivors of abuse at the Arthur G. Dozier School for Boys and the Florida School for Boys at Okeechobee. Now, it all came after this group of men who survived brutal beatings at the Dozier School in the 1960s battled for just an apology or even maybe some justice. Now, once Governor Ron DeSantis signed that bill last summer, it gave eligible survivors who were at the schools between 1940 and 1975 just a few months until December 31st, 2024, to apply and qualify for compensation. Nearly 1,000 of them did, and tonight they're still waiting. At his Delray Beach apartment building.
Don't break. Be patient.
Willie Potts checks his mailbox every day,
Nothing.
knowing it'll eventually come.
Yeah, it messed me up for a long time.
The compensation check he and more than 900 men should receive in the coming days. All because of what they endured as children at a state-run reform school.
Down is when you go to a room, a designated room, where they beat you.
They hit you to the point where it drew blood.
Yeah. They didn't care where they hit you at either.
Willie is one of the youngest men deemed eligible.
I got there in October of 1974.
He says he was sent to Okeechobee for breaking and entering at 15. While Willie was not beaten with a modified paddle like those before him.
I could see a strap.
Yeah, it was about that long with a handle on it.
It was a leather thing about 3.5 inches wide.
I seen beating with the fist and the stomachs and stuff. I don't know, I ain't seen no paddles.
He still suffered.
I can't forget it because one of my first 2 weeks there, they had a surprise for me. They hold me down and they blow black pepper in my eyes.
Black pepper?
Black pepper. Black pepper. I'm gonna say it again, black pepper. It was so much pain, but that wasn't the scary part. The scary part was the darkness. That taught me right off the start, right there. Be violent.
Be violent.
Be violent. Because if you don't be violent, you're gonna have the same thing happen to you again. So I had to be violent. They taught me how not to cry, not to ask for help, taught me how to fight, how to survive, and how to hurt people. So they did teach me that.
I mean, are those lessons that a 15-year-old should be learning?
Well, of course not. But you gotta understand, back then, it was about getting us ready for prison.
Were you incarcerated as an adult?
Of course. It took a while to break that cycle. Because once you get that cycle in you, it's hard to break it.
It's something that lives with you, and I know I have anger in me from that.
Willie tells me it took more than 20 years to break that cycle.
Now, don't get me wrong now. I'm not going to blame all this on Okeechobee. Because after that, I had a choice. And I choose to do the wrong path. I like what Bill Clinton said to Muhammad Ali's funeral. It's not how you start life, it's how you end it.
It's why Willie is eager to take that compensation check, just over 20 grand, and put it toward his longtime dream.
On Florida Hit You Foundation, we're a non-profit organization.
Launching an evening basketball program for kids.
You can come there, you're going to be safe. You're going to play basketball, whatever you want to do, you're going to be a kid.
If you had had that opportunity at that age.
I'd have been the whole different person right there. Because when I was a kid, one thing I didn't have was a safe place to go to be a kid at.
To be able to take that and put it back into giving kids a situation that you wished you had when you were their age.
That's what it's all about.
Does that feel like justice to you?
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because I know one or two kids, I don't care if I just say one of them, not going to go through what I went through. That's justice to me.
So whenever that justice does arrive,
you can't give up, though.
For Willie, it'll be worth the wait.
Don't never give up. Whatever you do in life, don't give up.